In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto. Crypto fam, it's your boy CryptoKeeper here with an edition of Are We in a Bull Market or Are We in a Bear Market? And quite actually, it's more like what constitutes a bull market, what constitutes a bear market. Before we get started, make sure that you're subscribed. We're giving away $500 December 23rd to one lucky subscriber. All you have to do, be subscribed. So do your thing. And then obviously, as always, smash up the likes. In the video today, we are going to talk about what constitutes a bull market, what constitutes a bear market, and then a little bit as it relates to inflows and outflows. So without further ado, let's get into it. So let's talk about first of all, what are bull markets? What are bear markets? Okay. In financial terms, the words bull and bear are used to describe the upward and downward movements of the market, which represent the behavioral tendencies of the investors. Bull and bear markets impact cryptocurrencies in opposite ways, making it possible to take advantage of and make good investments in both of these cycles. So what happens in a bull market? Let's start with that first. A bull market is characterized by the upward trend that represents optimism, confidence, high expectations from the investors, and continuous profit on any price level so that prices continue to rise. It's difficult to predict when trends change, since they're directly affected by the psychological effects of people's speculation, okay? That's why it's so tough. But according to financial analysts, a bull market is characterized by price raises of 20%, usually following a 20% drop and before a second 20% drop. Now, I don't totally agree with that, but that is the experts, so to speak. I think that there's actually more at play there, but that's for a different video. That is the kind of overall umbrella of what that looks like. The buy and hold strategy necessarily involves confidence. After all, why would you hold an asset unless you believe in its valuation, right? Makes sense. So optimism that comes with the bull market helps to fuel that hodl mentality. We talk about that all the time. We think we're in a bear market right now. And so therefore we have been talking about the hodling, right? So how do we recognize a bear market? So the bear market is caused by the exact opposite, a loss of confidence and a generalized pessimistic feeling from investors. The SEC, your favorite and my favorite people, define the bear market as a wide decline in the market index of 20%. Now, we've all seen price drops of 20% and way more than 20%. And I, again, don't necessarily agree with that, but this is what the SEC calls a bear market. Those price drops reflect the investors' negative expectations. It shows their fear, and it creates selling pressure, which further lowers the asset price in value. The bear markets are always, pretty scary, right? Nobody likes to see the value of their portfolio decreasing. But here's the big part. It can be a huge opportunity for you and I to invest in the long term, since these assets are being traded at lower prices. Now, inflows and outflows, okay? Let's talk about the relationship between the trends and the flow of cryptos in and out of exchanges, okay? It's not as complicated as you think. Let's think about two scenarios. Let's look at a bullish and a bearish, okay? So as mentioned earlier, during the bull market, we have confidence, right? We have optimism. When the asset is bought to hold, the flow is directed from exchanges to personal wallets, which generates a temporary shortage in the market, which contributes further to the asset's appreciation, right? So what's happening is, in simple terms, if people are bullish on the price, they think the prices are going to go up, they're going to take assets off of exchanges to hold on a cold wallet or something of the sort, where they don't have that exposure on their hot wallet or on the exchange that is connected to the internet. On the other hand, when we are experiencing a bear market, the hodlers or holders, in an attempt to reduce their losses, they invert the previous flow, right? So basically they take off of their cold wallets off of their hard wallets, and they ultimately off their hardware wallets, and they ultimately put them onto the exchange, because what are they doing? They are generally preparing to sell, and that's considered an inflow. So going off of exchanges into hardware wallets is outflow. Going on to exchanges and on from hardware wallets to exchanges, that's an inflow. The indicators point the direction of the cryptocurrency's flow, right? So that ultimately just gives us a very good, indicator as to what's happening in the market. The ratio is of how much is going in versus how much is going out is part of the reason that, and this is probably what you've all been waiting for, is part of the reason that I do not think we are in a bear market right now. Back in May, okay, right now, if you didn't check the date or you're watching this down the road, I think it's December. Let's see here. It is December. Drum roll, please. December 11th, 2021. I believe we're still in a bull market. Part of the reason I believe that is because if we look back to May of 2021, the overall the exchange inflow was incredibly high. So what does that tell us? That tells us that there was a whole bunch of cryptos, a whole bunch of Bitcoin, Ethereum, et cetera, coming from hardware wallets onto exchanges for people to be able to disperse and sell. That generally means some sort of selling, panic selling, pressure, right? On the other hand, right now in December, the overall net that's going on with the market is outflows. That means that the majority of people at these prices that we're currently at are taking the assets off of exchanges and on to hardware wallets. You can't look at that as anything but bullish. All right, crypto fam. So listen, I hope this has been helpful. We try to make things as simple as possible. We want to continue to be able to explain things in a simplified manner so that you can make better decisions as you get educated in the crypto markets. So, without going too much further into it, I just want to tell you guys, if nobody's told you before today, I love you. We love you. We hope you guys have a blessed day. And until next time, hodl like it's hot. We will see you soon.